Hello, my name is Katie Walton, and I am a member of the RRTC investigator team. I've been working this last year on study one, which is about developing new measures for use by individuals with intellectual disabilities so they can share directly about their health and well-being. And I wanted to take a moment to update you on what we've been up to in this last year. So if you remember, the main goal of study one is to find out more about the My Health and Wellbeing survey and get it ready for other researchers and healthcare providers to use. The My Health and Wellbeing survey is a survey that the REAP and the DEEP, along with our investigator team, helped to create that has a tablet interface that helps adults with intellectual disability have the support that they need to answer questions about their health and well-being themselves, instead of just having a caregiver or somebody else in their life report for them. So we have been really busy this year preparing for a number of studies and starting to recruit participants for one of our studies. One thing that we have done is that we are working on selecting final items for the measure. When we created the measure, we had a lot of different items on it, and we want to test out which ones are most understandable and working best and telling us the things we want to know about people's health and well-being. So to do that, we collected data over the last several years from 370 people with intellectual disability who completed the My Health and Wellbeing survey. We have that data and we are getting it ready to analyze. And what we'll be using that data to do is find out which items we should keep on the measure so that we can hopefully make it a bit shorter, more understandable, and work the best it possibly can. The second thing that we have been working on is getting the My Health and Wellbeing survey ready to try out in a healthcare clinic. The DEEP told us that healthcare communication and being listened to by their doctors was one of the most important things to them. So for this study, what we're going to do is have adults with intellectual disability fill out the My Health and Wellbeing survey before their doctor's appointment, and then we'll share that information from the survey with the patient and the doctor to see if it's helpful in making healthcare communication better. To get ready for this study, what we did this year is worked both with DEEP members and doctors in one of our clinics to figure out how to make this study run smoothly and work well for everyone. We also developed a lot of materials so that we could talk to patients in those clinics about the study, explain it to them really clearly, and help them make a decision about whether they want to be a part of the study. And finally, we pulled together all that plans and all that information and submitted our plans to a body called the Institutional Review Board, which is our place at Ohio State that is a group of people who reviews research to make sure that it is legal and ethical. So we're waiting to hear some feedback from them right now. And then after that, we will be getting started with the study to bring people in. The final thing we've been working on is trying to understand how the My Health and Wellbeing study compares to other common healthcare measures that are already used with people who don't have intellectual disabilities. So to do that, the first thing we wanted to do is if we were enrolling people without intellectual disabilities in the study, we wanted them to understand why we're doing this study, what the My Health and Wellbeing measure is, and why we think this is so important. So we worked with DEEP members to make a video to explain to the college students who would be part of the study why this topic and study are so important. So thank you to all who've participated in that. We've had a lot of students view that video and be educated about this topic from you. So after we had that study prepared, we have brought in almost 200 college students from OSU to finish this study. So they complete the My Health and Wellbeing measure, and they also complete several more typical measures of health and well-being that they might use in a doctor's office as people without intellectual disabilities. So we're interested to see how their answers on those measures match up and what they think about the My Health and Wellbeing and whether people without intellectual disabilities might like having a more interactive measure like this as well. So our plan for what's next on these studies is we hope to launch that clinic study with the patients in our psychiatry clinic soon. We'll have 50 participants with intellectual disability in that healthcare communication study, and I'm hoping in the next year to get about half of those enrolled. And on our other two studies, we've actually collected most of our data already, and our next phase will be to analyze that data so that we can make some final decisions about how to make the My Health and Wellbeing Survey the best that it can be and get it ready to share with other researchers and clinical groups. Thank you so much for listening, and I am excited to continue working with you all on this project.